When she left for college, she wouldn't even let my parents drive her. She took her own beat-up Corolla packed full of clothes and books and music. "I don't need anything else," she said when my parents insisted on going with her. "I'll be fine." My mother cried the day Hannah left, but Hannah pulled away. "I'll call you when I get there," she mumbled, shaking my father's hand. Then she got into her car and pulled the door shut. My parents and I stood on the driveway watching her. She started the car and didn't look back, but opened the window and waved once. Then her arm relaxed as though all the goodbyes she had to make were taken care of, and she let her arm hang limply out the window as she drove away. "You'll never understand," she said the last time we came home together for Thanksgiving. "They were useless as parents. When did they give us what we needed?" The sleeves of her red shirt were pulled over her hands, her thumbs beginning to wear familiar holes along the seams. "They gave us food," I said. "They gave us water, shelter, life." "Whatever." Hannah waved those things away. "Big deal." I'm not sure when things changed for her, but until Hannah forgot how to speak Korean, we had spent hours pretending to be our parents in their youth. It had been the best and deepest of mysteries to us. Long ago, my father used to jump trains as they passed. He was very poor and lived in the mountains. Walking to school took over an hour. If there was a train going by, he jumped on and took it as far as he could and jumped off. He had shown us the scar on his hand from a particularly bad fall. Hannah and I pretended that our swing set, which our father had built for us, was a train. We ran at the swings yelling, "We have to catch this one if we're going to make it on time." Sometimes Hannah missed the swing on purpose. "Give me your hand," I yelled, pulling her along until she leaped up. "That was a close call," we said to each other, wiping our brows. We didn't know then that wiping your brow meant that you'd been sweating. We had just seen movie actors do it after tense situations, and it felt grown up and dramatic. Then we'd swing, standing up, until I cried, "It's time to jump! Clear the track!" And off we leaped, rolling into the grass. Sometimes we reenacted our father's injury by smearing berry juice on Hannah's hand. "It hurts," she said. I peered at it worriedly. "I think it's going to leave a scar." Other days, we played the dead auntie game. My mother's sister had died when my mother was still a child. When we still lived in Korea, we followed our parents up the mountains to the graves of our ancestors to offer them food and wine on the day of the harvest moon, and I wondered why we left my aunt's burial mound unattended. In front of the other graves, we shouted out our names. "Grandfather, we are here! Haejini and Jihyuni! We are saying hello!" We bowed to our grandparents, then to their parents, then to the 7 generations of ancestors buried on that mountain. The path to my aunt's burial mound was overgrown, full of snakes and biting insects. We did not bow in front of her grave, or call out our names. My mother quietly trimmed the grass that grew over the mound with her long curved blade, chanting the Buddha's name. Once Hannah cried out exuberantly, "Auntie, we've come to visit you!" And my mother knelt and slapped her in the face. After that, we were not allowed to visit that grave, but waited for my parents at the edge of the path and played among the trees that shaded the mountain, tapping long sticks on the ground to keep the snakes away. Hannah swore she saw a woman following them once, picking her way through the overgrown path, her long white dress catching the brush underneath and snagging on the trees around her. Hannah swore she heard her singing as she braided her long black hair. The adults would never tell us how our auntie had died, but alone, we pretended I was auntie and Hannah was our mother. Sometimes we switched roles so I could play the bad guys who killed her, or the doctor who diagnosed her with a fatal disease. We would actually weep as we played this game, imagining my mother's family at the news that our auntie was dead. I always played our auntie brave, never giving up on hope to the very last, never betraying national secrets to the North Korean spies, always standing up for what she believed in and protecting those she loved. The year I became a math major, Hannah and I started growing apart. She never understood my chosen field and considered it a defection to my father's fortress of reason and logic. You can't even divide up a bill, she said. You're horrible with numbers. I tried to tell her about complex and imaginary numbers, primes and transcendentals, numbers with families and personalities. But she rolled her eyes.